Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all. So, welcome back to Sorop IT Learning Solutions. We will continue in this particular video series to learn installing, configuring, and managing VMware Hypervisor version 8.x infrastructure. So, this is the next part of our backup and disaster recovery module. So, we will practically execute following steps in this part 13 chapter 3 video. We will be restoring our VMware vSphere version 8.0 update 3E build 2467446 via VEEAM Backup Manager through instant recovery VM level backup. That will be our test scenario. Okay, so if you remember in the part 13 chapter 1 video, we have installed our VMware Backup Manager. Then chapter 2, we have taken the backup of our vCenter server VM. Now in this chapter 3, we will be actually doing a instant recovery. Now before going for the practical mode, let me just explain you what is instant recovery. Instant recovery means we will be keeping our original VM intact and we will be creating one more additional dummy VM, and we will see whether that dummy VM is actually working fine in a production scenario or not. Okay, so we will be creating one additional VM through instant recovery and keeping our original VM intact. So that will be our instant recovery VM. Okay, so let's start. So the first step for this is we need to power off our original vCenter server VM if already running. Why it is required? Because once we are restoring our dummy VM, that is the second VM, it will be identical replica of our original VM. So it should not have a conflict for your host name, for your network connectivity, for your functionalities. There should not be two VMs with the same functionality and same host name. It will create conflict. So to avoid that, what we will do is we will power off our original vCenter VM first. Okay, so let me go back to my server and you can see my vCenter original vCenter VM is already up. Okay, so and my guest OS is also up, Windows 11 CL. Okay, so Windows 11 CL will not make any difference if it is on or off, but for safer purpose I am just shutting down this particular VM also. Okay, so let me just log in. Once this is login, I will put it off, the Windows 11 CL VM. Shutdown is the first VM, normal Windows 11 client VM. We are shutting it off. Okay, now it is powered off. Now we need to shut down this VMware vCenter server also, but we cannot shut down from here, otherwise it will hang, because we are currently in this vCenter server console only. So what I will do is I will first log out from here. I'll close this and I will log into my ESX host console through root credentials. and here under the home option there is a host option, and from here I can go to my virtual machine, VMware vCenter server. This is my virtual machine. So here you can read out F12 for shutdown or restart at the right bottom. So I will press F12. It will ask me for the root password. And now F2 for shutdown. I will shut it off. Okay. So this completes our original vCenter server VM shutdown. Okay. Why we have shut it down? Because we need to create one more VMware vCenter server through our instant recovery, Vim instant recovery option, and it should not conflict with our original one. So this step is completed. Next step is through Vim backup and replication console, home, backups, disk, restore, VMware vSphere. Okay, so I will log out from here first, and I will open my Vim Backup Manager console. Here I will click on disk, and this is our job, right? Okay, under the disk, this is our backup job, what we have yesterday done, right? Through this backup job we have taken a backup of our original VM, right? So there is an option called restore over here. I will click on that and I will say VMware vSphere. Next is through restore wizard, select restore from backup. So we'll see restore from backup. Then we need to select entire VM restore. So entire VM restore. Next option is select instant recovery. Okay, so here there are three options. Instant recovery means it will create another VM, dummy VM, keeping your original virtual machine intact. Second thing is, if your original machine is absent or completely crashed or not recoverable or not present, then you can go for the second option, entire VM restore. So it will restore your original VM with its last backup state. And third is restore from public cloud. If you have taken a backup on your cloud, then you can restore it from the cloud storage. So as of now I'm selecting instant recovery. Next is select instant recovery to VMware vSphere option. Okay, so instant recovery to VMware vSphere. Next is we need to click add and from backup option. So here add and from backup. Then we need to select the backup job and click on add one more time. So yesterday we have taken this particular backup, if you remember. So I will select that one. In a production scenario there may be many jobs lying over here, right? So you need to select the correct one. So I will expand this one and I will say add. So click next on machines wizard. So this backup job has been added. I will say next. So next is select restore to new location or with different settings on restore mode. Now this setting is very important. These two options means if I am selecting the first option, it will restore to my original location. It will overwrite my current original VM. We don't require that. We require to create dummy VM. So I will choose the second option, restore to a new location or with a different setting. So I will select that one. I will say next. So on destination wizard, provide a new VM name rather than the original VM name and click next. So you can see the restored VM name, it is taking the original name, but we don't require original name because it will create a conflict. So I will just put underscore IR, that is instant recovery. You can give any other name as such. This particular VM will be hosted by ESX01. Folder will be VM and resources will be resources pool will be from the resources. So the rest of the settings we don't need to change. Make sure that this will be an additional VM. Okay, so make sure that your ESX host will be having that much resources available, additional memory, additional storage as such. Okay, so after giving this different name, I will say next. So next is we need to enable the option redirect write cache and verify, choose correct data store and click next. Now here VEEAM Backup is asking where should I write or where should I put this new VM, to which data store or data center. So the data store we are having only one, so we need to select that one. If you are having different data stores in a production, you can choose from here. As of now we are only having one, so you can see 173 GB free. So that means this restored VM will be having enough space on our data store. So I will say next. On helper appliance option, we don't need to change anything. VM network is fine. I will say next. So in a restore region, we can just enter any region. So I will say you can give any particular name. I will say next. Now next is we need to verify the summary. So the original machine name is VMware vCenter server. New machine name will be vCenter server IR. Restore point less than a day ago. That means we have taken a backup less than a day ago. Test a target host ESX01, target resource pools resources, target VM folder VM, write cache data store creation, create the data store on VMFS DS. So everything looks fine, and these two bottom options are also available. And important that once this new VM has been restored, it will connect to our existing network and it will automatically start. It will automatically power on also. Okay, so leave those two options enable. So make sure that both below options are checked. So connect VM to network and power on target VM after restoring, right? And click next. So we have verified these two options and I will say finish. Now it will start to restore my dummy VM. I'm again and again repeating, this is not an original VM restore. This is just an additional VM recovery. That means 100% it will create the same VM replica of our original VM. Okay, so our original VM is intact, but for testing purpose, for reconfirmation purpose, we are creating this instant recovery. Okay, so this instant recovery means a testing scenario where you can actually check whether your backup image, disk image, VM image is working properly or not. Okay, so now it has started restoring my files and all, so it will take some time. So as of now I'm just pausing this video till the time this gets complete, and then we will move on to the next step. Alright, so our VM restore has been completed. You can see it has gone through various steps. First, it has logged the backup files, then published it, then preparing to change the storage, updating VM configuration, checking free space available on our data store, then it is registering our virtual machine, creating VM snapshot, powering our new virtual machine, updating session history, then finally VMware vCenter server IR, that means our instant recovery dummy VM, has been recovered successfully, then waiting for user to start migration. So I will say close over here. Okay, so we have already completed this particular step, monitoring the instant VM recovery process, and click close once finished. We have already done this. So next is verify that the vCenter server's instant VM recovery session is running. So you can see over here, this is our instant VM recovery session, which is currently running or in a working mode. So next is through ESX host web UI console virtual machines, verify that newly restored VMware vCenter server IR has been started automatically. So let's go back to our server. I will open the console. I will log into my ESX host 01. And now I will click on home, and you can see over here in the virtual machines there are two VMware vCenter server. This is our original VM, and if I'm scrolling down, this is our VMware vCenter server IR VM. Okay, so I'm clicking on it, and you can see it has already started. Just like my original VM, it has already started. Okay, it will take some time because original VM also boots and taking something around 10 to 15 minutes to boot. Okay, now we need to check the functionalities of our dummy VM. So we will go through some checks to see whether our dummy VM is actually working properly as in production VM only. Okay, so we have verified our VMware vCenter server instant recovery dummy VM has been started automatically. Okay, so next step is we need to check that, first of all we need to make sure that our original vCenter VM is in power off state, because it should not create any conflict. Okay, so this is my original vCenter VM which is powered off, so this is fine, and this is my dummy VM which is on as of now. Next step is we need to check whether our SSO or VMware vSphere URL is working fine with our login credentials, administrator credentials. That means our vSphere console, management console, is loading fine or not. That we need to check. And remember, our original vCenter server VM is off. We are checking this on our IR or our dummy VM. Okay. Alright, so as you can see now, this login screen has been changed to the management console, main management console, the CLI management console. Now let me minimize this. Remember, this is not our original VM, this is our IR VM, right? So let me open the new tab and VMware vCenter management console and launch vSphere client. So now it is loading. Let me log in with the administrator, SSO administrator credentials. Alright, so the first test is passed. Our VMware vCenter management console has been loaded successfully. Okay, and I can see over here this Windows 11 CLVM is also showing correctly. What I will do is, so the first check is passed. Okay, so now what I will do is I will go for the second test. Second test is we need to verify that all vCenter server functionalities are working fine. So I'll click on this vCenter ESX lab and it will load the summary in a minute or two. Once the summary is showing, that means our vCenter console is working fine. Let it load, it will take some time. Alright, so we have logged in with vCenter web UI, normal vCenter management console, and you can see everything looks fine for me. Remember, this is vCenter IR VM currently running, not our vCenter original VM. It is currently off. So vCenter IR VM through which we are actually accessing our vCenter management console. So this looks fine. So let's move on to the next step. So next step is verify that all vCenter server functionalities are working fine. So if I'm going here, you can see it is showing both the ESX hosts. It is showing my ESX data center summary, host 2 and data stores 2, and it will show the summary of my vCenter ESX lab dot local, the whole vSphere summary also it will show, although it is taking some time to load, but it will show. That means my functionalities are working fine. But having said that, let's confirm with one more checklist, that is 2-3 tasks I will do through this particular management console. First I will start this particular Windows 11 CLVM which is currently off. So we will going to start this through our console. So let's move on. So as I said, start Windows 11 CLVM which is hosted by ESX03 through vCenter web UI. So I will just right click on it and I will say power on, and if it is starting successfully, then we can say that our vCenter management console is working fine. So as you can see, with Windows 11 CL system is starting. That means our vCenter functionalities are working fine. Okay, so let's move on to the next step. So In the next step, now we will check the second web interface functionalities. So through Windows 2022 DC system, we need to open VAMI, that is VMware Appliance Management Interface Web UI. Okay, so we have checked our normal vCenter Appliance Management Console, that is for managing our ESX host. Now we need to check the VAMI, VMware Appliance Management Interface, that is used for managing your vCenter servers itself. Okay, so your VAMI console address is somewhat different than your vCenter appliance. So vCenter appliance is directly your IP, but VAMI is like IP and then :5480. So what I will do is I will just type that address over here. You can see over here, this is the address 1.25:5480. Okay, so this is our VMware vCenter management console, VAMI console you can call it as. So I will log in with the root account. Unlike your normal vCenter server or vSphere console where you are using SSO administrator account, here you need to use root account for VAMI console. Alright, so our VAMI console also got successfully started, and you can see all the functionalities it is showing correctly. Okay, so this is the second check what we need to go for it. So basically we have done three checks. First, vCenter server normal management console, second Windows 11 CLVM starting, and third is VAMI console. So all the checklists are working fine. Remember, I am again and again repeating, this is our IR VM, not the original VM. Okay, so our VAMI console are also working fine. So both the consoles are working fine. Okay, so this completes our IR recovery, instant recovery for our vCenter server. Okay, so the next step is, as I said, verify that all the VAMI console functionalities are working fine, which we have already checked. Okay, so this completes this particular module. So thank you all for your time for watching this particular video. This is your host signing off from Swaroop IT Solutions. If you like this particular video, do share with your IT colleagues, and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks all once again. Have a good day.